Hello, GPPMaster members. Week 15 is here. Coming off a tough week 14 on this video and in general, largely due to injuries. We had some great picks last week, but if you had Matt Forte, which we picked, and had him in 80% of my lineups, or you had Melvin Gordon, obviously, you just have to move on and come back this week and do it all over again. As we said in our strategy sessions and in the beginning of the year, go into a game with healthy players, but if they get hurt, there's not a whole lot you can do. Although I do want to point out, and which I just pointed out, by the way, every one of you should watch the video I just recorded today, 6 strategies on how to win a big money GPP tournament down the stretch of the season. That's number 1. And everyone should join our strategy session live. Me, Bill Enright, Willie Walls, Nick Morgan, January the 4th, because there is an incredible opportunity to make money in the NFL playoffs in GPPs, which we'll talk about a lot in that session. Heading into this, so the story, Travis Benjamin had negative 2.2 points, negative 0.2 last week. Yet the guy who won the DraftKings World Championship NFL for the season, $2 million, granted only out of 100 players, had a minus 0.2 as one of his 8 players. He had Travis Benjamin. Never seen anything like it before. Crazy. Now, if you have a minus 0.2 in a GPP with 10,000 or 100,000 players, forget about it. But out of 100, he still proved you could cash in and make money. So really interesting. On to week 15. This is a great week to make money. We have maybe 3 more, maybe 4 more millionaire makers left if they give us one wild card weekend. So we've had one winner, millionaire maker week 1. We've had tons of members win thousands of dollars this season on GPPmaster.com. But we've had one millionaire maker winner week 1. So I want one more. I want it to be me, but I want one more this week. So here we go. Quarterback. I like 5 quarterbacks this week, and then I'll throw a few bonuses out there. As you know, I like to play a lot of quarterbacks and a lot of stacks. I like Dak Prescott at $6,200, although I do, as we'll talk about things, Zeke Elliott's going to have a huge game, and we'll see if he catches the ball or runs for the ball could affect Dak. But I love Dak at $6,200. I love Dallas in this game at home across the board. I love Dallas this week in this game. So I think Dak at 6,200 is my number 1 quarterback. My number 2 quarterback in a game with a 51 over under at the start that's now down to 49.5. And I believe it's down to 49.5 because Melvin Gordon got hurt, okay, and isn't going to play. But that is the Chargers and Raiders. I like both quarterbacks as 2 and 3. I like Carr at 6,300, and I love Rivers at 6,200. And the Gordon injury to me means more passing. So if I had to pick one, I think I'd go Rivers Carr. But I think both of them are phenomenal plays. We'll talk about their receiver stacks in a little bit. In both cases, they are playing against top 5 passing offense or top 6 passing offenses against bottom 7 passing defenses for both Oakland and San Diego. Great matchup. Good weather. Warm. Good total. Carr's finger seems healed. You have to play them each. You may be even able to double stack receivers, and we'll come back to that, but that's a great one. My 4th choice is a little sleeper here. He will be lower owned than people would expect. He's kind of in the doghouse, and that's Carson Palmer at $6,000 and gives you an opportunity to pay up at some other positions. He is playing the 29th pass defense of the Saints at home. He's got some big play threats. If David Johnson catches the ball, that's a huge score for Palmer, and that's a huge stack opportunity. So I know in the Michael Floyd situation, they obviously cut him. And by the way, do not play Michael Floyd this week at all. Take him out of your lineups because he will not count because he was traded after the salaries were locked. Take Michael Floyd out of your lineups. So I love Palmer. My 5th quarterback this week is, that's, by the way, 50.5 over under in that Arizona game. Matt Ryan with a 51.5 over under, $7,300. So he's expensive, which is why he's number 5 for me. Number 3 passing offense versus the number 14 passing defense. Middle of the pack for San Francisco. So the reason I don't love Ryan above the others is number 1 is price, $7,300. Number 2, San Francisco's run defense is so bad, and Atlanta's running game is pretty good, that you may find that this game's either a blowout or they're just running it down your throats, and you lose 2 or 3 touchdowns on the ground for Ryan, that would have been in the air in another situation. But I still think he's worth a lineup out there or 2. A couple long shot kind of guys. Look, as I've said every week, I don't care where he's playing and who he's playing against and what the weather is. Tom Brady will have a lineup in Millionaire Maker with me every week, because he's pretty much matchup proof. And while I expect this to be a tough game in cold weather for him, never does well in Denver anyway, and it's a good chance for the running game to exploit Denver's weaker running defense. I'm still going to waste money if I have to, but I'm going to still have a Tom Brady lineup. A couple sleepers. So I like Mariota at Kansas City. Kansas City's pass defense has struggled, okay? And that's a tough weather game for the Hawaiian guy, 10 degrees or below zero wind chill, but he can sling it, and he can sling it with the best of them. So again, higher risk, worth a shot. I like Bradford at home in the Dome. I think that, again, the Colts pass defense, again, weak. So again, that's a risk. And then, as I've said in my other video, going against everything, Bortles and Osweiler. These were two offenses that had stud receivers that were supposed to rock it all year. DeAndre Hopkins was a first-round draft pick in almost every traditional league and was probably $7,500 to start the season on DraftKings. And Allen Robinson, similar. Both quarterbacks have sucked. They've been a disaster. But they've each had a week or two where they've done well. So if you could spend very low money, like $5,000 on the quarterback, stack him with Bortles Robinson or Hopkins Osweiler, and they play each other, and it hits, for that one time it hits, again, you are going to have a huge advantage because you've now hit the stack and you have a lot of money to spend up at running back, which we'll come back to. So those are the quarterbacks. Love Dak, love Rivers, love Palmer, then Carr and Ryan. Running backs. So last week we talked about it. We went Top Gun heavy, and the only question was, who do you go with? Doug Johnson or Bell, Zeke or McCoy? And for the first time all season last week, I told everyone in this video, do not play Zeke, fade Zeke, and that was a good move. He was okay, he had a good game, but the Giants did a pretty good job. Obviously, for me, I went heavy David Johnson and lighter Le'Veon Bell, which hurt because obviously we know what Le'Veon Bell did that week. So this week, I'm actually going to fade Bell. And I am going with one, Zeke Elliott. He's $8,200. He's $1,900 cheaper than David Johnson. So a lot of savings there. And the bottom line is this. This guy's an animal. This is a huge game. This is a bounce-back game at home for Dallas. They're going to be pissed. This is a home field advantage game. This is a game they really have to win and will come out all cylinders firing. And I expect Zeke Elliott will be an absolute beast. I don't know if he'll do 54 points. I don't know if anyone will do that Bell did, but he will be a beast, and he is my number one running back at that price, and I will own him in 80% of my lineups and match him up sometimes with other studs, sometimes we'll talk about with who. Next one down, for me, the number 2 guy, losing my thing here, would be LaShawn McCoy, okay, $8,900, okay, a little more expensive. Weather's an issue in Buffalo, but Cleveland can't stop anybody on the ground, and Shady is their offense, especially on a cold day, and he seems healthy. I worry a little bit about the weather, and I worry a little bit about Gillislee taking a few carries away that doesn't really happen to some of the other studs, like Bell or Zeke. But I love McCoy there in that spot at the number 2. David Johnson, never go wrong, but at $10,100, okay, he's going to cost you. And the only way to really play him in that game is to pair him up with a lesser running back, Tevin Coleman or LeGarrette Blount at $5,000, and then you're going to have to pare down at receiver a little bit. So I'm going to be heavier Zeke and McCoy this week with just a little bit exposure to Johnson and taking Bell out. Just taking Bell out this week. I think everyone will run to Bell. I also think, as I said, Carson Palmer is going to have a good week, so you kind of benefit if Johnson pays a little bit there, unless he catches a couple through the air. But I will have exposure to him. And then on the lower end, I like Freeman and Coleman. You're going to have to pick your battles again. Now Coleman's prices come way up from where it was, $4,000 last week to $5,000 this week. But I do like, and Freeman's at 6 and change, I think. I like Freeman and Coleman against San Francisco. You just have to. Anybody against San Francisco. We've said it all year. Anybody who can run against San Francisco at home. So again, that is what worries me about Matt Ryan. And look, the only way to attack Denver this year really successfully is on the ground. And LeGarrette Blount is, leading the NFL in touchdowns, man. Guy's having a beast of a season. He's getting stronger as it goes, and I expect the Patriots to lean on him. So he's a good bet at 5,000 to pair him up with a McCoy, a Zeke Elliott. And there will be lineups I go together, Zeke and McCoy, for sure.